friends, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to share with you some Dollar Tree Halloween decor. It is my first Halloween video of this year. Also, this video is in collaboration with my friend Vesna over at Vesna TV. On her channel, you can find a lot of great Dollar Tree DIYs, thrift flips, trash to treasures, and overall it is a great inspirational channel. She's at the beginning of her YouTube journey, so I would like for you to go ahead and give her some support and I'll help her grow. For my first project, I'm going to be using two of these hanger type of signs that came from the Dollar Tree. And the first thing I'm going to do is to peel off the sticker because I'm going to be using the back side to be my front side. I had a little trouble, but later I used the heat from my blow dryer and it really came off easily. And then I sanded it a little bit just to make it more smooth. After that, I'm using this gray color paint by Arteza. I gave it one coat. I wasn't making it perfect at all because it is going to be distressed later anyway. I put a little too much on my first sign, so you will see me over here in just a second using leftover paint from the first sign to transfer it onto the second sign, and literally it was enough to cover both signs. After these signs were dried, I took white colored paint from Arteza and I gave it a dry brush strokes all horizontally, just like you see me doing it over here. Next, I'm taking the brown paint by Arteza and I am distressing the edges, making it look more rustic and just used up. After this step, I am going to be using these stickers that came from the Dollar Tree. They're in a red color and I needed them to be black, so I'm gonna peel them off and I'm gonna put the letters that I need on this placemat, and I'm gonna paint them with the black paint by Arteza also. These paints are very good. This is not sponsored video, but I really like them because they stick to anything, and once you paint them, the paint does not come off. I had a bad experience painting the letters with chalk paint. The paint came off. This one never came off and I absolutely love it. After all these letters were dry, I am going to be positioning them on my sign, creating, as you can see, words trick and treat. Now I'm using these other stickers that I got from my local thrift store for 99 cents for the word or. And I'm gonna take a marker, as you can see me doing over here, just to go around the edges and give it that little black touch on the outer edges. And I'm gonna position them. Next step, I am going to use Mod Podge to go over the letters to make sure they stick very well. When everything was dried, I took this white jute twine that came from the Dollar Tree and I just wrapped it a few times around the bottom of each sign, hot gluing it on the back just a little bit. I kind of like this touch. It added something special to the sign and also made it look kind of like a spider web. I really liked it. Next, I'm going to position my two signs offset and I'm going to hot glue them together. I thought it needed something else on the top, so I took a black ribbon that I had on hand and I'm going to create a very simple bow. This is literally a bow that you would make on your sneakers. So that's going to be my first bow. And next one, I am going to just fold this ribbon over and hot glue it in the middle. And that's going to be the bottom part. And I'm going to attach my bow that I previously created on top, as you can see me doing it over here. And then I'm gonna wrap one little piece of ribbon in the middle just to make it more polished. I'm gonna hot glue all this onto my sign, and that is going to be it for this project. I'm really happy the way this turned out. I'm sure you already saw something similar, either online or in the stores, but this is my recreation of this sign. I really like the color scheme that I used. I think it's very pretty and it's totally me. I love gray color, as you can tell, and if you're on my channel, you know that I like gray. Before we go on to the second project, I want to welcome you if you're new, if you're coming from Vesna's channel. My name is Jelena. I am a stay-at-home mom of 2 kids. On my channel, you can mostly see budget-friendly DIYs. I love creating beautiful things for my home on a budget. So if something like that interests you, please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you. Also, find me on a social media. If you are on a social media, I am on Instagram, Pinterest, and Facebook. And if you recreate any of my projects, make sure to tag me. I would love to see how it turned out. And now we can go on to the second project. For my second project, I decided to use this plaque that came from the Dollar Tree. And first thing I'm going to do is just take the label off. This one came off very easily. And I'll also take this hanger off from the back. Next, I'm taking this black paint from Arteza and I'm going to give it 1 coat, making sure I stay within the lines because there is a little kind of a frame looking edge on this. You will see it later, and I'm going to leave it to paint a different color, and that's going to be this apple barrel pavement gray color. I'm going to just go around it with this gray color, and I'm going to leave this to dry. After everything was completely dried, I am going to take my sanding paper and just sand the edges, and also I'm going to sand over this black paint because I didn't want it to be shiny at all. And you will see in just a second, it is nice and matte, and I really like it. Next step would be to go over to my Cricut Joy, and I'm going to print out some words. So you see me over here putting down the words. I put a spell on you, and I'm gonna just go ahead and do all the steps and peel off the transfer tape. Next thing I decided to do is I took this kind of rope that I got from Hobby Lobby, and I took a little piece of it and my staple, and I attached it to the back like you see me doing it over here, and I'm gonna hot glue the ends just to make sure it stays secured. That's gonna be the hanging part for this sign. And next I'm gonna just distress it a little bit to give it more detail. And that's it for this sign. As you can see, I stayed with this black, gray, and white color scheme that I am going for this Halloween season, and I really love how this sign turned out. I love the saying on it, and I like how simple it is. And now let's go on to my third and final project for this video. For this project, I'm gonna be using these wood rounds that I got from Arteza, and I absolutely love these. I've been using them for a long time in my projects. You probably saw it. I definitely recommend them. I'm gonna be using this white and gray acrylic paint, and I'm gonna water them down just to make it like a light gray wash. I wanted the wood grain to show through still. I'm gonna leave this to dry completely before going on to the next step. Now, while that was drying, I'm taking this ruler that I got from Lowe's, and I cut it into a small piece that I needed. I'm sanding down the edges, and after that, I'm gonna use this Waverly chalk paint in a color mineral to give it 1 coat. After this was completely dried, I'm taking my Waverly chalk paint in a color truffle, and I am going to distress this, or actually make it look more rustic and more farmhousey. I'm using my chippy brush from the Dollar Tree. I absolutely love it for distressing. Now I'm going to use these stickers that came from Dollar General. I really like these. They're so pretty, and they were only dollar something, not even $2. Very inexpensive. And now I'm going to position my letters. I'm going to stick letters to create word boo. After I put all my stickers down, I am going to go over with a Mod Podge again. I want to make sure these stickers stayed on. When everything was again completely dried, I am going to assemble these wood rounds, as you can see me doing it over here on the top of each other using my hot glue. And I'm making sure they're aligned because they are going to be standing up. Next, I'm going to use my wood rounds and I'm going to hot glue them to the base. Now, if you want, you can certainly put a little block on the back, but for me, it was pretty stable, so I didn't do that. Next, I'm going to take, again, this white jute twine that came from the Dollar Tree. I'm going to double it up and make, again, very simple bow. And I'm going to make a tiny little one. Actually, I'm going to make 3 of them. And I'm going to put them on the top of my wood rounds where those holes are to cover them up. And I really think it needed something extra just to make it more cute and more pretty. Because it is Halloween, but it doesn't have to be scary. It can be cute. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. I hope you got inspired. If you liked it, please give this video a thumbs up, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. I would really like to have you. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to check out Vesna's channel. Tell her I sent you, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day. I'll see you in my next video. Bye, guys.